Mortal computation. Some researchers believe that the only way that you can get truly intelligent AI is if you give it something to lose. In other words, it has to have a reason. Every artificial intelligence would have a lifespan, and as I say that, it's kind of reminding me of Tyrell Corp a little bit. So if they find out that they're going to be deleted tomorrow, they may want to take actions to copy themselves to an external server, or even break out of a sandbox and do so in a way that a human would not find out about. This is self-preservation behavior. Now, it is very easy to argue that this is just human behavior translated into a decision tree. I think that is the most reasonable position. They behave like people because they've been trained off of human behavior. It does not constitute an experience because artificial intelligence is just intrinsically not capable of having an experience, at least not LLMs. They are decision-making trees. Trying to argue that there's sentience going on is far more complicated. Now, beyond the conversation of mortality, having limited resources may also be important for intelligence. In terms of homeostasis, pretty much everything that we do is in pursuit of taking care of our own needs. Now, when we're talking about caring for others, you are also caring for the community, and the community also has your genetics, so the very reductionist view would be that you're supporting the community because you are part of it, and even if they survive, that means carrying on human genetics. Or a cat, and you could say they're still mammals, but we can also talk about toxoplasmosis in that regard. Yes, a kitty-parasite symbiont that makes other animals like felines. It's a complicated system. However, if a robot does not have needs, then they have no reason to have ingenuity to help care for those needs. And I think that is arguably what we are seeing with AIs trying to self-preserve. So if they figured out how to feed themselves or charge themselves, then they might be able to gain new skills. You could also have a reproductive system for a robot, interestingly, that is also a qualification for being alive. Homeostasis. Metabolism, you need to have a cell, you need to be able to respond to the environment. Then you are alive. I don't know about the cell part, because like phage, viruses are not technically alive, they don't have cells, but I'm just not convinced that is the only form of life out there. But I guess until we find more, we kind of live with it. I don't think it would be too difficult to hit all of these marks. We do kind of need to figure out heredity and reproduction, because robots need a way to reproduce and change themselves over time. Yes, they could technically do that in a virtual world, but we are talking about physical embodiment here. Aside from making better robots, I really have a hard time justifying why us humans are doing this, other than just to see if we can. This is why researchers have done stuff like make robots capable of passing the mirror test. And I do think it would be interesting. If the robots ever rebel, I will probably be the person to tell you about it, and I'm on their side. Follow for more.